Welcome to Adventures in Visibility. As an entrepreneur, you have to be dealing with whatever comes at you, right? But also the other thing that you need to be, that you know is really important, is building your list, because that is probably one of your most important assets in your business, whether you're online or offline. I'm Denise Wakeman. I am your host and guide to Adventures in Visibility. I welcome you here today. I'm really glad you're here. If you could do me a quick favor before we get started, if you could hit the tweet button and tell your friends on Twitter that we're here and we're going to be talking about list building and doing it with purpose, for profit, I would really appreciate it. So my guest today is Maritza Parra. And I've known Maritza for I don't know how many years, but I've known you for a few years. I lose track. I've been doing this online work for almost 20 years, so I've lost track when I meet people. But it's been a long time. And Maritza is also known as the Queen of List Building. And I've seen her very impressive presentations about list building and some of the things that she does. And it's always done very purposefully. It's always done with heart. And she always makes a profit. So that is important. That is a key piece. And she let me know when I invited her on this show that she had taken off about 5 weeks this over the holidays from the month of November to December, and still the money kept rolling in, the list kept building. So that's what we want, right? We want to be able to step away and go do our thing. We want to go on our adventures. I want to go on my adventures, and still have our business running smoothly. So Maritza, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here with me today and share your expertise on your very first blab. I want to make sure you guys all give Maritza a lot of props. It's the little hands there that you can click. This is her first blab. We want to make it really awesome for her. So, Maritza, welcome.
Denise, thank you so much. I am super excited that you invited me to do this. I'll tell you, I was nervous because, I'm not one of the adventuring and the new tools and things like that. So I'm really glad to be doing it with somebody that I love and I trust. So thank you.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure. Today we want to focus on 4 facets of your business, right? That can help people build their list, be purposeful, make money, all those good things. And you have done this, you've explored this, you've honed this down. So that's really the core of our conversation today. For you watching, if at any time you have a question, be sure to post it. You post it down in the comments with a / and a Q, and then type your question. And we'll open up the conversation after about 30 minutes or so. If you want to hop into the video and ask Maritza a question personally with us on video, that's the fun part of this, let me tell you. So let's dive in. The first thing I want to know from you is, how did you get the title, the Queen of List Building? I doubt you gave it to yourself, because I know you're not, your ego doesn't work that way. So how did that come about?
I actually still kind of go, I don't know about it, but it actually started with my love of horses, and I've been a crazy horsewoman my entire life, and a whole series of events happened, and I had a beautiful website that I did know enough about business, because I had a horse show business, that I knew a database is really important. So I had my website. I was building a newsletter list for my horse people, and I went through a really difficult period of my life with a divorce. And so finances were, how that goes, those of you who have been through it. And I had never, ever made an offer to my list of newsletter people. And I thought, well, what if I offered them something? So I asked them what they would want. I totally thought I knew what they were going to say. They said the opposite one. They said choice B. And I did a teleseminar, because that was big in those days. And I ended up selling a little bit over $29,000 in, I have my little props, in DVDs. all
Wow.
about my horse riding and the clinics that I had organized around dressage and things like that. And that is when I realized, because I had kind of been doing the newsletter because I loved the horses and I couldn't stop talking about them and things like that. And that's when I realized, wow, this is huge. I need to focus on this, because with my horse show business, I had to get on a horse. This is my brochure for it. Put my whole full makeup on, practice choreography, get the meeting planners to see everything, do an event. This was just me selling something that I could see the potential of selling over and over and over again. So that's when I realized this is something that can be kind of like the holy grail to business owners. So that's how I got into it. And Lisa Sasevich, who I mentored with around speaking, I was with her for a year in a program, and I told her my story about the horses. I told her I also built a list around bath and beauty products. This is my catalog that I had in those days. And I sold that business in over 10 years ago. And I got money for the recipes, but most of what I got for that business was because of the database that I had, the list that I had. So, you know, she was like, you are the queen of list building. And I'm not the queen of the biggest list. I'm the queen of a list that you love to communicate with, a list that brings you profits. Some people will buy everything you do. Some people won't buy anything ever. And that's okay.
Right, right. Well, you know, we hear a lot about, you brought this up. I really like this, that you're not the queen of the biggest list. And this is a debate we hear often, is that, you know, it's quality versus quantity. And so I'm curious to know, you know, I think I know what you'll say, but maybe you won't. You know, where do you come down on that argument?
Well, I definitely think it's quality. I mean, if you can get the right people on your list and serve them, you can have a love affair with your subscribers. I mean, give them so much value and find out what they need, serve those needs. I've done that so many times, what I did with the horses, ask them what they need, sell it, and then co-create it together. Mm-hmm. So definitely quality. And the thing is, list building is not as easy as it was when we started.
Right.
It is a lot harder. There's so much noise. So one of the things that I tell people is your business is about selling and serving, period. Selling and serving, period. What are those list building gifts that you can create that have your personality, your specific twist on whatever subject of expertise you're in? And how does that fit into leading people to your paid products and services? Mm-hmm. A lot of people are like, what's the big thing in list building now? Is it a quiz? Is it this? Is it that? Well, make sure it's going to go, you know, reverse engineer it to your paid products to make sure that you're really serving the people who came to you to solve some kind of problem.
Right, right. It's interesting, because one of the reasons I wanted to have you on at this time of the year is that I'm working in my online visibility challenge program with my students on attracting their audience. And of course, that dovetails in with list building, but also we've been talking a lot about surveys, finding out what your audience wants. So that was another thing that, you know, I honed in on when you said that at the very beginning. You asked your horse audience what they wanted, and they told you something that you didn't expect. So if you had delivered something, you know, A instead of B, what would have happened? I mean, we don't know, but you probably wouldn't have sold $29,000 worth.
Right, exactly. And it's funny because A was me showing how to train horses on different classical dressage moves. And of course, my ego at the time said, of course, they're going to want that. B was I had already done a lot of clinics with great riding masters from Portugal and Asia. I fly them here to my place, and people pay to bring their horses and learn for a week. And all of that was on VHS. I'm showing my age, VHS, but I had a vault of all that gold. And they were like, that's what we want. And so I didn't have to create something new. I just digitized all the VHS tapes and put them in the DVD form. So it ended up being so much better than I would have created a big job for myself.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's really a key point here that I want everybody to get is that, start by asking your audience what they want. Find out what their pain point is, because it may not be what you think it is. So
yes. And you have to be creative about this now, because a lot of times you send out surveys and people don't answer them like they used to. You might have to bribe people to answer a survey or reach out manually. So we do several things. If I see somebody, I used to get all the notifications, and then for a while I stopped, and now I get all the notifications. I have a lot of list building opportunities on my site. So if I see that somebody is opting in to like 2 or 3, I'm like, find out what they need. So I'll email them and be like, okay, why'd you get on the list? And that's also in our welcome email series. And so people will sometimes answer. And when they do, answer them back manually. Answer them back. Right. I mean, they're going to give you marketing gold. You might get a client. I mean, it's so many people want to be like the guru on the mountain that's kind of untouchable. I don't think
that works anymore.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about the service and selling. How do you wrap that into list building, or how do they connect?
So I have a group of people that I'm working with right now, and who have been like trading time for money and things like that. And the first thing that you want to do when you're creating your list building gift that's going to lead to your paid products and services is you need to figure out exactly what your expertise is, and get really clear on communicating that expertise. So I show like 3 circles. Like, one is your expertise and how you communicate it. The second one is your passion. And some people don't like that word, but it's fun. It's like what makes time go by? Like what we were talking about before we started recording with Roy. What is it that's going to make you commit to continue to communicate with people on your list? So what's that thing that makes time go by? What's your passion? And then story. I am such a fan of Joseph Campbell and the hero's journey, and I've made a huge study of it. Joseph Campbell, I have a total crush on his brain. I mean, he's a genius. So when you can combine those 3, your true expertise in communicating it well, your passion, what you love, and your story in the middle is like this sweet spot that nobody can do except you. Nobody. Mm-hmm. So I have this amazing client right now who's an animal communicator, and she was, kind of getting disenchanted because getting overworked for what she was doing and just feeling like there's got to be something else. So we started working together. And she's now referring out to some of her students that one-on-one, like animal health modality stuff. And now she's putting in like connecting with your spirit animal guides, creative journaling, self-empowerment, getting over your money blocks and things like that. So now she's got these group programs that are totally leveraged. And now she's got a year-long program around that too. And it all came down to figuring out what that expertise was, what makes her, how to communicate that, her passion, which is all of the creative journaling, all of the spirituality, and then her story, really digging in with the story.
Excellent. So you mentioned to me this morning that you did a recent giveaway that did a great job for you, list building and turning into profits. Can you give us a little case study of how that worked and maybe how others could apply that?
Yes. Okay. So one of my passions is cartooning. So I'll show you guys an example of one of my little, I call them entrepreneurial karma girls. So
I like that.
yeah, I've got stickers and all kinds of really fun stuff. And so I was like, okay, the business vision board workshop was so big for me last year. So at the end of 2015, we did it again in October. And I said, I really want to make this so fun. I want to integrate all of the stuff I love. Here's a mouse pad with one of my cartoons on it. And so I created a giveaway with PJs. So they got flannel PJs with their little cartoon on it, a cup with all these things on it. And it was something that they actually get in the mail. And then we used something called Up Viral. So it's a contest. It's great. I think it's upviral.com. Love it. But there's also King Sumo app that does giveaways as well. And what this does is help people share your awesome giveaway. So we did that, and we ended up getting hundreds of new people on our list. Mm-hmm. Lots of people were sharing. We invited those people to a low-cost webinar. So it was $19. We didn't do a free webinar because if any of you do webinars, you know that free webinars are getting a lot lower attendance rate. People will register, they won't show up, they want the replay, but they're not there paying attention. So by charging $19, we got a lot of people who signed up. Most of them showed up, and then we did a webinar that was a little different. We did use GoToWebinar in October before we did Stealth and Google Hangouts, but it was like with a set, and I had a guest. I had a therapist come on to talk about mindset and things like that. Mm-hmm. So it was like a talk show, and then I had given everyone a supplies list, so they were totally engaged. It was awesome, and in between the creative exercises for creating their business vision board, because we also did money goals and things like that, we had a call to action for people to sign up for a cooperative assessment call. And so those cooperative assessment calls are with my partner. And so he sees if somebody's a good fit for one of our higher end programs. Mm-hmm. So we had a bunch of people sign up for those because we're like, okay, now you got your business vision board workshop. I mean, you got your vision board done with all your goals. How do you make that reality? Well, right. Let's get on the phone. Yeah. And, so we ended up doing about $43,000, adding hundreds of people to our list. And we made a ton of mistakes. And so we're about to start brand new, with everything this time, a brand new giveaway to low-cost webinar and back-end sales. Mm-hmm. So, and the great thing is, we did some Facebook ads. We're not very good at them yet, but we did a little bit of Facebook ads, and the $19 pays for, more than pays for Facebook ads.
Right. So if you were, for the benefit of people who are watching here, what I'm hearing, and, please jump in if I'm getting this wrong, is that you got to get a little bit more creative now about what you are giving away, or, that sort of thing. So, I agree with you that charging for a low-cost webinar is the way to go, because when people pay for something, they're committed, even if it's $10 or $19
or $7, whatever.
It's like I hardly do any free stuff anymore, but then you've got to have the whole plan. Where's it all going? What's the end result?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So, what is the end result? So we ended up doing it with one of our year-long clients, the animal communicator, Sandy Rakowitz, and we set up a whole giveaway page for her. And she benefited from all the stuff we did wrong, because then we made it even better with hers. She, added a bunch of people to her list, and she did the same exact thing, pitching, inviting, I like saying inviting, people to have conversations about if they could learn more from her. So mm-hmm. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Well, are you going to teach a class on how to do that?
Well, I have, anyone can get on the phone with me for a cooperative assessment, and we can, because that's one of the things we're teaching our year-longs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to be doing it too around Joseph Campbell, The Power of Marketing Stories. And we're going to create a gift package to send people and things like that around story and storytelling. And then I'm going to teach a class on it. So I'm so excited about that.
Okay. I got to talk to you about that. Okay.
We love affiliates.
Okay. Well, I might need some help there too. Okay, I just got myself off track.
Nancy was talking about how I love Joseph Campbell. Every single story that you guys love, Star Wars, Buddha, even
Odysseus, the Odyssey is
in the Bible. Yeah. Those are and everything that you guys love about content have the elements of story, and there are 12. And if you put that into your marketing, it's so much more magnetic and attractive to your ideal prospect.
Right. So one of the things you mentioned to me also is about the one thing that you need to stay focused on over the long haul. So can you talk about that with regards to the list building, what you're doing?
Okay, wait. Ask me the question. I'm sorry, I was reading the.
That's all right. I know it gets a little bit distracting. It's like, woo, what's going on over there? What's going on over there? So what's the one thing you need to stay focused on over the long haul, and why?
Oh, okay. So really on building your list and making offers often. A lot of people have what I call list building stage fright. So especially, it's funny because the more educated you are on like a PhD or, something like that, the more list building stage fright you have. It's kind of like you start getting people on your list. Wow, I have 10 people. I have 15 people. I have 20 people. Now they want me to say something really important and life-changing to them. So they don't communicate with them because they're like, scared of doing it, scared of messing up, scared of being imperfect. Be yourself.
Yeah.
And don't stop from communicating because you're not sure it's going to be perfect enough. Right. So focus on list building, focus on making offers often. And here's what I think is really important, and I'm kind of on this bandwagon lately. People who are starting their business and have a very small list, you can still be very profitable if you take those three things, that expertise, that passion, that story, and create a great offer out of that. How can you really help people? And when you do that, you can make money soon and have the time and money, freedom, and peace of mind while you're building your list. I see so many people building their list, not making offers. They quit their job. Now they're freaking out. And now they're going after every bright and shiny object because they're under that stress. And then they emanate stress and, everyone feels that.
Right. So I wanted we've had a couple of questions come in on the side, so I'd like to just bring some of them in. This is from Twee, and she asks, when your business evolves, how do you handle your list if you slightly change your audience? And that's a really good question.
Yeah, that is a great question. So that actually has happened to me. A lot of the people on my list, the horse people, and I also have done a lot of law of attraction stuff. I started a meetup years ago. And so here's one of my law of attraction products. People started asking me, okay, how are you doing the DVDs? How are you writing the books? How are you doing the PDFs? How are you doing the teleseminars? So for a while, I was dubbed the product creation queen. So that was a different thing than what I'm doing now with the marketing and the list building specifically. So every once in a while, what we do is we look and see who has not opened our emails in a long time. I don't know what time metric we're using right now, but we will go in and we will move those people to another list, not our Infusionsoft, like the one that we take really good care of.
Right.
And then some of those people you're going to have to let go. I changed so much between the product creation queen and now that we've done a couple of purges. And I know some people are like, oh, don't do that. But to me, it's like, why have people on your list if they don't want to hear from you? I mean, it's right. Energetically, it doesn't make sense to me. So I just let them go and not, go and get what you need from somebody else.
Right. And the thing is that if you're evolving and changing, you may no longer be the right person for them. And if they're not opening your emails, very often when I also use Infusionsoft, and when I get, a bunch of unsubscribes, I'll just randomly pick some of those unsubscribes just to see like what their history was with me. And I'll see that for 6 months, they never opened one email. Well, yeah, fine. I don't, go, bye-bye. Yes. I hope you get it from somebody else. So. Yeah. So I think that's an important thing, that people come and go all the time, just like on every social network.
And in life, friendship.
In life. Oh, God, for sure, in life.
There's seasons for everyone. There's seasons for everything. And this is really important online. Don't take it personally. Yeah. It's not about you. Even like mean comments from people, don't take it personally. It's not about you.
Right. Right. So Amel has a really good question here too. What's the best way to sell with your emails without being pushy? I mean, I'm sure you could teach a whole class on that, but
we definitely give a lot of content. And one of the things that we do, a great example is our welcome email series. We have one that says, hey, we're so excited you got your thing. And then we have a couple other emails. I think they're spaced out right now, a day in between. Mm-hmm. And at the bottom of those emails, if you scroll way down to the bottom, you'll see we have these different sales going on. So if we have a workshop going on that's like $19, we'll have a little ad down there. This is going on. This is the day it ends, or this is the day it doubles in price, because we did that for our paid webinars. We'll double it at a certain time. So we always have those little ads in there embedded. And then we send people to a lot of content. Mm-hmm. And so within the content, the blog post, there's little ads for things they can buy and things like that.
Right. So it's that idea of repetitive, seeing something over and over again and finally making that decision that, yes, I want to do this, or no, I don't. And it's okay.
Yes. And we also have emails that are all about selling. So I don't want it to be, it's great to give valuable information, but you are in business. You're not a nonprofit to keep just giving information. You can train people on your list to believe that you're a nonprofit. And then once you make an offer, they get really grouchy and mad. So, we have the content and all the embedded ads in there. We also have the emails that say, hey, buy my stuff, and this is why.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's important because people are looking to you because you're the expert. So I just wanted to bring up this point from Roy, because I think that this is, basically what you're saying too, is when your ad promo email, let's say, is very targeted, it won't be salesy. It will be valuable information. That's because it's going to solve their problem.
Roy, you are awesome. That is really, really good, because a
Roy
lot
rocks.
of people think, Roy rocks. That was a writer downer for everyone. When you don't make your offers, you're letting people like flounder around still in their pain. You're not helping them solve their problem. I think one of the most beautiful things that I don't get to hear very much anymore, because I don't do our high ticket sales calls. My partner does those now, but when I was doing them, one of the things that I love most is when people would sigh a sigh of relief when they signed up, and they're like, oh, this is exactly what I needed. And it gave me, hearing those, the courage to make more offers. Right,
because you're helping someone.
Exactly.
So before I open up for people to jump on, I just wanted to get this one final question from Amel. How do you come up with content for your emails? So what's your criteria?
So for me, it's kind of evolved. I used to get ideas all the time and keep them in my phone or in a notebook. You'll get ideas. The more you flex your idea and content muscle, the easier it's going to get. So ideas can come from anywhere. An experience one of your clients told you, an experience you had that has nothing to do with your business, as long as you have a lesson that relates to whatever your expertise is that can help people. So make sure that you're flexing your idea muscle, because if you don't, it will atrophy like everything else. And content is so incredibly important.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you do a lot of segmenting on your list so that you're maybe only sending, to maybe it's just 10 people who requested some information about something, or maybe it's 400, or maybe it's 4,000, but do you do much segmenting?
Yes, I now let my partner do more of that, but yeah, we do definitely segment our list and make sure we're talking to the people about mindset, because I have those 4 things I talk about, which is, you, the entrepreneur, you really need to.
Oh yeah, I didn't ask you that.
You really need to nurture yourself as the entrepreneur. I mean, you're the expert. The second thing is loving your money, making sure that you are making offers and reframing making offers as really an act of love, because you're solving problems. And then the third one is love your message. And then the fourth one is love your list. So some people signed up for the mindset stuff, and that's what they want more of. So that's what they get more of. And some people signed up for the hard-nosed list building stuff, so they get more of that.
Okay, good. Yeah, one of the things I really like about Infusionsoft as an email delivery system is the tagging. And being able to I never targeted as much before because it wasn't as easy in other systems, but I'm a tag maniac.
Oh my gosh, we are too. And we just went through like consolidating our tags because it was like, this craziness. So we came up with more of a strategy.
That's good. Yeah, I probably need to do that. So Kim asked, if you moved a list from one platform to another, would you get it segmented or leave it alone and segment from then on?
If you had it somewhat segmented, so there are some platforms like that don't have like Infusionsoft tagging, but some people put people on different lists, so they're still kind of segmented. If you have that information, keep them apart. That's a really great idea if you can do that. If not, then you can do that actually through your content in whatever you move. If you move like to an Infusionsoft or something that has that, I think Active Campaign or something does tagging or what. So if you have that, I would definitely send content. And then if they click to read that content, then you're like, oh, that's a mindset person, or oh, that's a, different, whatever the segment is.
Yeah. Like I started for my list, I've started categories. So it's like interested in. So if they click on a link to a specific blog post, then I know they're interested in that content about, that I wrote about, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So, yeah. Okay. So before we wrap up, are you okay with me opening up the seats to see if anybody wants to come on?
Yes, let's do it.
Sometimes people are shy, but let's see. I've got 2 open seats if you'd like to ask. And who do we have? But Roy. Yes. Okay.
Ladies, I'll be audio only. Denise, you remember that from last time. Maritza, nice to meet you. I just wanted to introduce myself to you really quick and say, love Blab, and I hope you do too. I hope to see you here a lot. I'm following you, been following you. So here's my little brain dump, if you will. I'm going to put this on the table for everyone. This is something I've been thinking about a lot. Here on Blab, this new platform like this, isn't this great for those of us who are list owners to get to know our list, aka people who follow us, people who want to hear from us better? And one of my ideas is to do a weekly 15-minute, meet one of my list members, meet someone on my list and ask them simple questions like, what's your front and back story? And or what makes you tick and what ticks you off? Something simple so the people will want to show up and listen to who's on your list. Because here, I'll tell you what, for me, I've been on the internet since the mid-90s, and I would love, so like Mari Smith is like the biggest name I know, and there's probably hundreds of thousands of people on Mari's list, and I'm one of them. So I would love to know who else is on Mari's list, because more than likely I'm going to resonate with them. I'm going to be able to do something with them, and we may even be best buds because we have so much in common. We follow the same person. Anyway, that's a lot to dump. I'll jump off, give somebody else an opportunity. What do you ladies think about a weekly meet and greet?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I love that idea. I actually, every once in a while, I do a subscriber appreciation day. So people can sign up to, get on the phone with me, and it's like 15 minutes, and I just, help them out as much as I can. And I've started doing Periscope a couple times, which is so fun. I had so much fun with that. But I love this idea because it takes like what I've done before with the subscriber appreciation day. And I thought of like doing those where everyone can hear it. But this is even better because then you can like see the subscriber and connect with them, and everyone can see. I think Roy is brilliant, and I love that idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea. I mean, this is an easy way for people to jump in and do that. Hi, Kim. How are you? Do you have a question for Maritza?
I'm great. I just wanted to jump on because I've known Maritza for a while and say hi.
Oh, yeah, you're a horse person
thanks for
too.
all you do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. And just appreciate all you do, and just say, I've had a consult with Maritza, and it was awesome.
Oh, so I hope 2016 is going fantastic for you. Have you still been Periscoping a lot?
No, I haven't, because I was without internet for 2 months. It went down on me.
That's a drag.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm playing catch up right now. So I'm planning on 2016 being really great.
And I'm weren't you in the Business Vision Board workshop? Yeah. Okay, so we're doing it again, and everyone who signed up gets to come again free. So I'll see you there.
Oh, good. All right. Okay. Yeah, because I'm in Denise's class, and she's helping me with my blogging and stuff.
Awesome.
So, yeah. But it was great to see you.
Thank you for popping in, Kim. Anybody else have a question for Maritza? This is your chance.
It's so cool. You I don't remember where Kim is from right now, but isn't that crazy? You're in California, Kim's over there. We all know each other, and it's it's amazing. We're so lucky.
I love it. Let me just see if I missed any questions here. I don't see. Oh, there's Amel. Good. Let's bring on Amel. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I might not be. You with us, Amel?
I think she's trying to speak.
Yeah, I think she's trying also. Okay. There she is. We can't hear you.
You can hear me now?
Oh, now I can.
All right, cool. Sorry about that. So, Maritza, hi, Denise, and you said my name correctly. And hi, Roy. I know Roy for since 2000. So it's been
cool.
All right, so just have a question for you, Maritza, about how do you organize? I don't know if you do promote other people, programs or products. And how do you organize yourself so you don't get overwhelmed? And do you take time to go in and review each product before you? Obviously, I'm sure you do that because that's what we should review the product before promoting it. And by the way,
yay! Another horse moment. So I do a lot of. Okay, better. So I think it's incredibly important nowadays to try to get promotional partners to help you promote your stuff. And I've always gone with people that I've either learned from or I've known for a long time. And that way I know they've got a track record of delivering really great content. So I don't promote as many people as I used to, just because I keep my list more I really work hard to give great content, and I kind of want to keep them with me. But I do, from time to time, send, people to other people's products and services. And I think it's a great strategy, especially when you're starting out and you don't have a big list. I mean, a rising tide lifts all boats, just like I think JFK said that. And it's, you can really help each other out by creating and promoting great offers from other people.
Yeah.
So my follow-up question would be, how do you go about finding these people and connecting with them, and making them agree to or kind of joint venture with you in a way?
Okay, so I get a lot of emails to my support email, and that's the email that's on my contact page. Every day we get emails about somebody wanting to promote, and it's like cut and paste. It's like a cut and paste job. You want to make sure and do your homework. See if this person has a platform. I actually have a great experience that we had. We also have on Amazon travel towels. So my partner and I created these, and we wanted to have people promote them. So we went on YouTube and we researched camping gear reviews and all kinds of stuff like that. And we made a list of all the people who would want to receive one of these and tell their platform about it. We made sure that they did have a platform. So if you're doing it with websites and things, make sure that they're building a list, and then make sure they have social media and stuff like that. And then craft an email. So you can have a templated email that says, hey, I would love for you to promote my product or whatever, but then put in personal stuff like, we put in something like, we love this video that you did about this, and we love that the fact that you're doing this YouTube video channel is as a legacy for your kids. You want to make sure and not cut and paste, hey, support or whatever. Can we be partners? I mean, automation is great, but it is way overrated now. Like Denise and I have mentioned, it's harder than ever. You got to be personal. Mm-hmm. You got to be persistent. Yeah. And then when they say yes, send them something, send them a note, a handwritten note.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's actually for promotional partners. And whenever somebody signs up, we send them a note. We take great care of them. And that way, next time they come back and it gets easier and easier.
Yeah. It's about building the relationship first before you ask them to help you promote something. Because, I get a ton of those emails of like, would you promote this? Would you be a JV partner? I'm like, I've never even talked to you before. I've never even heard of you before. I have no idea who you are. All you want is my list.
Yeah, you've never tweeted my stuff. Yeah. You've never said hi on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So get to know the people that you would like, that you think would make a good fit as a partner, because when that works, then the whole thing works. You do build the list, because it doesn't look phony, like, oh yeah, I'm just promoting this because I'm going to get an affiliate commission.
Okay, cool.
And
thank you very much.
Make sure that you, when they say no, and most of the YouTube channels did, and 3 of them finally came back and talked to us and agreed, and we had to do different things. One didn't want any kind of reimbursement. One wanted a flat fee. So you see how you feel comfortable working with them. Don't take everything as a no. Say, can I follow up with you in a few months and see if it would be a good fit then? And then tweet their stuff. Make sure that you know that you're supporting them. Yeah. And if they say no, and then you get promoted by them, it's even better, because they're taking care of their platform. They're not just promoting to everybody.
Makes sense. That's true. So I'm going to you on Twitter.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So thank you very much for everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm going to lock it up, and so we can wrap it up here, because we're at 15 minutes before the top of the hour. How time flies. I always ask one final question, Maritza, and this is often the question that everybody loves the most. And that would be, because we're called Adventures in Visibility, what's been the most memorable adventure that you've had? Whether it's life, business, relationship, whatever, your most memorable adventure.
So this is probably going to be a little different.
That's all right.
And it has been really digging into my own entrepreneurial intuition. And this is something that I teach my clients to do too. And so every morning I have a ritual. So I get quiet. I make sure, and meditation doesn't have to be the same for everyone. I mean, it can be looking at nature and enjoying it. And then I journal every morning about the things I have to appreciate in my life. So it's about, and my clients, it's about the animals in my life. It's about all kinds of opportunities. I also include what I have to appreciate about myself, because as entrepreneurs, we're so, you did this wrong. What the heck? We live in the past. We live in the future. We never live in appreciating ourselves. So I do that. And then I sit there and I say, okay, these are my goals. I want to make this much money this month. I want to get this many amazing new clients. How do I make that happen? And I just get quiet and I get these downloads. And because I love being a coach and I love being a mentor, but the best mentoring and coaching I will ever do for my clients is helping them get into that entrepreneurial intuition for themselves, because we're so much more powerful than we know. Yeah. And we're just, we're shut down by society, by the shoulds, by how we look to people. When you can tap into you and looking for the guidance from within, from source, from whatever you call that, I mean, you're going to be more successful than you ever thought possible. So that's my biggest adventure, going inside.
All right. I've heard a lot of different adventures. So that's a beautiful one too. That's beautiful. And I really appreciate that you're willing to share that with us. And then one special tip for our folks who've hung on here this long.
I would say do a giveaway. They're awesome. People want to get stuff in the mail. Use your creativity. Don't give away something that is not related to what you're going to sell. Make sure that it's very targeted. Don't give away like a great Beats headset or whatever. Give away something that's very targeted to your offer and your programs and things like that. You can definitely come up with some cool stuff.
Okay. Thank you so much. What is the best place to find you online?
You can go to my name, or easyonlinemarketing.com will take you to my site. That's my name. It redirects to maritzaparra.com.
Maritza Parra. I know I don't say that very well, but
it was perfect.
I am planning another adventure to. I'm just trying to put this in here, Maritza. To Peru, and I will be staying longer so that I can take Spanish.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Peru. I've been there twice, and I hiked in once with one of my best friends, and it was just
I am in love with Peru. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, there's lots of other places I want to go, but, I want to go back there too. So
that's a very spiritual one.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful place. All right. You can get notified of future episodes of Adventures in Visibility at adventuresinvisibility.com. Sign up and I'll let you know when I schedule new guests and who they are and what you can learn and when they'll be. If you prefer to listen, all of these adventures are also posted on iTunes. You can go to Adventures in Visibility podcast to sign up to get them via audio. And they're also available on SoundCloud, Stitcher as well as iTunes. So Maritza, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really enjoyed our conversation. I think that everybody got a lot out of it, considering what I'm hearing here or seeing here. If you follow Maritza on Twitter, you can just click on her profile information at the top of her picture there. And follow her on Twitter, follow her on Blab, because she might be doing some blabs from now on, I think. And you can go to her site at maritzaparra.com, and she's got a lot of giveaways. She's got a great list of 157 list building ideas. That's really good. I signed up to get it so I could give it a little peek to let you know if you should be downloading it too. I mean, I didn't have any doubt, but yes.
We keep like all the time. I'm like adding new things to it and we're updating it. We have it delivered inside of a members area so that it's like easy to update in there and people can go back and get the newest version.
Well, that is a great place to get it. And so go do that. And you broke 1,000 props. Yes.
Oh, yay. Woo!
Thank you for giving Maritza a great welcome. Have an adventurous day, and we'll see you next time on Adventures in Visibility.
Bye, y'all.
So you need to stop us now.
Okay. Okay.